I am literally thinking of one scenario where we were a pretty busy Starbucks, by the way. So there were lines on any weekday. This was back in the day when Circuit City had their headquarters like almost around the corner, and some other places. RIP, Circuit City. Richmonders will understand. So you can just imagine, a lot of people work there, a lot of people need their coffee in the morning. And it's not a want, it's a need. So we got this line out the door. It's really, really busy every weekday morning, early, like sometimes before sunup, depending on the season. And so we're all humming. We've got 3 registers going. Back in the day, that was a huge deal. These are older espresso bars. These days, as I kind of look at those, a lot of it is completely automated. We were about halfway there, so not everything was automated yet. So just really busy. And I just remember our store manager noticing that I had done something not quite exactly according to the recipe in my line of like 40 plus beverages that I was rocking with my brother from another over here. And I remember him reaching back and pouring it down the drain and setting it back and then just saying like, what's the recipe for that beverage? In the middle of all that, like the stress, the anxiety, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? And it's interesting, but it was my identity in Christ that allowed me, not immediately, I'll be honest, but pretty quickly to go, he's right. He's right, like integrity. Like as much as I absolutely hated it, and maybe hated him, to be honest, for a few moments there, or even more than I'm comfortable admitting. Just hated him for doing that. Like, come on, like who would have known? I was like, not all the way, like 1 pump less or something of like a sugar syrup or something, right? But it wasn't exactly right. And so I just remember that I had somewhat of an identity crisis in that moment because my humanity wanted to do one thing, but yet my identity in Christ was like, wait a minute, he is the manager. Was that right? Was it wrong? And, it was ultimately something that now, of course, it's seared into my memory. I'll never forget that. And it's something that has really made me who I am, because this integrity is important whether there's a line 1.5 miles out the door or whether it's one customer. It's really important that, especially as a follower of Christ, that I live with integrity. And if I know the recipe for something and I'm a Starbucks barista, then I should do that.